we finally have a chronograph. It was sent by a viewer, Jacob. We really appreciate that. Saved us quite a bit of money. So what we have here is my 24 gauge. The load that I want to test is it's a 10 pellet #1 buck, 29 caliber, 29 grains of long shot. Now, if my math serves me right, this should be moving about 1200 FPS, and that's what we're going to see here. It's 28 gauge data for a 1 ounce load at 1200 FPS. So I loaded it into a 24 gauge, bumped it up 2 grains, 2.5 grains. That should get us there. We're about to find out. 393. That ain't right.
You're running awful slow.
That was a misreading. Okay, let's try this one. This one's a factory load that I just fold crimped. It should be moving 1285. 1344.
That's hot.
I mean, for an 11/16 ounce load, that's not bad. This one should be moving 1285. 7/8 ounce of #6 shot. 1266. That's pretty much spot on. You want these last two, Josh?
Alright, it's alright. Run them out there.
Okay.
I think it's cool watching it.
Same. Oh, there's my hole. Another factory load. I just fold crimped. 1343. All right, one more factory load. 1427.
It's moving right along.
Them factory loads are getting out there. We just drug this giant log off the hill way back up there at our other shooting range. It's a big one. Couldn't fit another 1/2 inch on the mill. That's as long as it'll saw. Yeah.
And a relatively dull band, honestly. I didn't shake the band.
What was that, hickory you said?
Yeah, I believe it is. I thought it was open first. I'm pretty sure it's hickory now.
Right.
I know, my band's dull.
We've been using that same band for months.
We saw them all pine, and just now starting to saw some hardwood for a few different trailer decks and stuff like that.
Not sure if you guys can hear us, but we've been sawing almost nothing but pine, he said. Now we're sawing hardwood. We've got a decent little stack of lumber here. Not a huge amount, but we're working on it. In case you guys are wondering what kind of mill this is, Woodland Mills HM 122. Pretty good one.
Yeah, well worth the price.
Just found that laying down here next to this log.
What is it?
It's one of them overshot cards from the 24 gauge. Number 6 shot.
Alrighty guys, so we've got a different kind of 2 3/4 buckshot load for you. This was kind of neat. Tyler made the powder for it. It's 100 grains of black powder. This one's made with willow. We have another one made with oak. We're going to fire it over the chronograph just to see what kind of feet per second we got with it. And then I've got a special load for you I'll explain. That's going to be in a coming up video. But let's see what it does over top of this thing. If you stand back behind me, you can see us both. You ready?
Yep. Error. The black powder messed with it.
The smoke, I'd say.
Yep. All that smoke going over it. How was the recoil?
Oh, it's basically non-existent.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What do you think? Turn this thing off, do it again.
Yeah.
This is actual published load data. Believe it or not, you'll see why I say that here in a minute when I read it to you. But this is for a video we have coming up, you know, a couple different dove loads, so to speak. It is 31 grains of AA Super Handicap. The gas seal, what is that?
Claybuster Federal 12S3 clone.
Yep.
I don't remember what it's called.
It's a Federal clone anyways. I just call it a Claybuster wad anyways. But the shot cup's been cut down to hold 3/4 of an ounce. Like I said, it's 3/4 ounce to 7.5. But the velocity is what gets me. It's supposed to be running 1,725 feet per second right at, you know, 10,800 PSI, which is getting close to the chamber pressure limits on this. But
Yep. We're using my Stevens.
yep, I guess, let me see what it does. I don't know what to expect here at all.
I accidentally stopped recording. That was my bad. But the velocity is wicked. It's 1844 for a 3/4 ounce 12 gauge load.
Hull looks fine.
The primer, it looks fine too.
Yeah. The load again, let's see if I can do this right, was 31 grains of AA Super Handicap, gas seal with a 1/8 inch fiber cushion, a Claybuster wad with the shot cup cut down to hold only 3/4 of an ounce, 3/4 ounce of 7.5. It's supposed to be running 1725, but we got 1824.
44.
1844, I mean.
You know what that means? They were probably using a lot shorter barrel whenever they
Right.
chronoed it.
Anyways, I'd say you're right. The pressure, I ain't for sure on. There's no signs or anything, but the published data said it's supposed to be 10,800 PSI. We're definitely going to pattern that. That might be a really long range distance dove load or crow load or I don't know. That's the reason. It did have mixed number 47 buffer just to try to keep the shot from deforming. But anyways, 1844.
Yep, and that's not even with a rifled barrel or anything. That was not a Sabo slug or nothing. That was just bird shot.
That was 6% antimonium 7.5 is what that was. Hard lead.
That's screaming fast.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm running a similar load. This one's 28 grains of Winchester AA Super Handicap, Winchester 209 primer, 7/8 ounce of, this is number 7.5 shot with a Claybuster wad, the orange one. I can't read my own handwriting on this stupid shell. This one should be 1650 in that ballpark, and it is also published load data. Aha, 1645. And not gonna lie, that had a pretty good amount of recoil to it for the light load.
Yeah. How's the hull look?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, if I didn't mention it, Winchester, no, Remington STS hull. Brass looks good, primer looks good. Nothing wrong with it.
Nope. Life's good. Thank you, Jacob, for the chrono.
Thanks, Hickok, for the quote too.
Yeah.
Life is
well,
good.
Until the next one. In the words of a great man, life's good.